No, to make a long story short, I don't know if I told y'all this story or not. I don't know if I told y'all this story or not, but this story, it really affects me very deeply because it was a real life experience for me. But I had to go to Dallas, and you know, they purchased a flight. They got everything together, and all I had to do was just show up to the airport. That's it. To make a long story short, it was a really early flight, so like one of them 4 a.m., 5 a.m. type flights. To make a long story short, I trusted someone else's word that I would be fine if I leave at this particular time, which I was open to because like, oh, it's early, not a lot of people gonna be in the airport, cool. I just kept saying to myself, yo, like I feel like I should just go, just to be safe, let me just get there on time, whatever, I trusted the person. So the person just happened to be my ride going there too, so it was kind of like, I'm gonna just go with the flow. To make a long story short, I get there, the airport is packed. I'm a little nervous because I feel like I may not be able to make it through security on time. So I'm trying to not be anxious. I'm trying to not just be calm. But I couldn't help but say, listen, this is my responsibility. Like I should have been at this airport. I should never waited for nobody. I should never trust nobody else's word. Like I needed to be at this airport. So to make a long story short, I get to the security line and I peep quickly. Like, no, matter of fact, before even that, I'm at the kiosk station to get my check-in thing and it was talking about error. And I'm like, you see? Stuff I be talking about. Like when stuff go wrong, I have no room now in a sense to move. And so then I get to the woman at the gate and she's like, listen, you got to be here earlier. Like, and that's the reason why your ticket not working because that plane is already like finishing up. They boarding. I'm like, ma'am, listen, I ain't even checking in no bags. It's a quick flight. I'm in and out. To make a long story short, she gets me a ticket so I get to security now. Even though I don't have nothing on me, the security line, when I say that thing was so long, and all these people was in this line. Mind you, they taking their sweet time because they on time. They chilling, they ain't no rush, but I'm in a rush. I'm so much in a rush, I'm looking at people in front of me like, all right, you're like. Then I had stuff in my book bag that was open and liquid that was precious to me. I was like, I don't even care. Throw it away. I got to throw it away. Because at this point, I just want to catch my flight. I'll do anything to catch my flight. Literally, like, I'm booking. I'm calling people that may have some wisdom on what I can do. I ask certain people, I'm like, to this security guard, hey, is there any way I could cut this line? Sorry, man, nothing we could do. They said, ask another person. So I did. I asked the person. It's like, sorry, nothing we could do. I mean, you could ask the person in front of you to cut them. And I'm like, I'm going to have to do that 100-something times because there's mad people in front of me. To make a long story short, I'm looking at my clock and I'm looking at my ticket. It says the boarding time closed at such and such time. I got like 5 minutes left and I'm all the way in the back of this line. So I'm hurt. Finally, when I break through the biggest portion of the traffic, I'm booking to my gate. I'm booking to my gate. I said it's the most humbling thing. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. That big old sign said, gate is closed. Like, no more boarding, none of that. And I was like, nah, this hurts. So now I'm about to go reach for some favors. So I talked to the woman at the joint. I was like, ma'am, listen. I can't miss this flight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get on this plane. She's like, I'm sorry. You need to be on time. Da-da-da-da. And I was like, you know what? It's cool. And I used to crack this joke back in the day. Like, I used to always say, like, if you in the wrong, like, if you know you wasn't doing what you're supposed to do in a sense, and you knew you had to be somewhere or you weren't supposed to be somewhere, like, I always tease and say, like, you know how you get mad when things don't go your way? It's like, what did you expect, to find favor? Like, what the heck? Like, you're late. Like, and the most humbling thing, I'm telling you, I sat on that bench. I sat there on that bench and I watched my flight take off without me. Like when I say that thing hurt me to my core. So now I'm calling the people, letting them know, listen, crazy, but I missed my flight. And so I got my people and I got them kind of like, oh, the next flight leaves in an hour or so. But that would mean I would have to leave this terminal, go to another terminal, and risk going through that big old line of security again. And I'm like, yo, I'm not about to be buying no extra ticket just to miss another flight because my flight I missed. I was gonna get to Dallas later, which means my flight coming back, I have to schedule another flight. So it's like all these extra flights now, all because I missed my plane, I missed my flight because I was late. And so, like I said, yo, I'm gonna take this risk again, but I cannot afford to miss my plane again, or I'm just dubbing this. To make a long story short, everything worked out. I ended up catching another flight. But what hurt me was, it's something I don't ever want to experience ever again or in life, and again, I wouldn't wish it on nobody else. But it's really humbling when you watch, quote unquote, your flight take off without you. Like when you let's say you're a part of something, or you worked hard for something, and you were expecting something, you were excited for something, and because you didn't do your due diligence, I mean, off the strength of something simple of not being on time, you miss an opportunity. But it reminded me of the scripture where the virgins, some had their oil and some didn't. And how when they heard that the master was coming, some of them went to try to go get their oil. And when they came back, they were met with a locked door. And it was too late for them. But they knew they had to be prepared. But they tried to, like, and it's crazy. They even tried to ask, yo, can I have some of yours? It's like, nah, y'all knew to be prepared. So being in that situation, seeing what it feels like to miss something, to not be, like, yo, to miss your flight. Oh my goodness. So imagine, let's say, like, your moment of promotion, your moment of taking off, your moment of seeing the fruits of your labor now come to fruition. You worked all this hard to see, quote unquote, your opportunity just pass you by. And there's nothing no one else can do. That hurts. That hurts. And so that gave me motivation even in the last days, like us thinking about the real opportunity or the real promotion or the real blessing is that when Jesus comes back one day, when we don't really expect it, all we have is he told us to prepare. He told us to just get things in order, just be ready, because we're not going to always know. We're not going to know when. We're not going to know the time. All we know is let's just be found ready. And so for me to be sitting there and watching my flight take off, Now, could you imagine if that was my eternity, though? Like, I could buy another flight if all else fails. So yeah, I'm probably being dramatic for my flight. But that, when it comes to eternity, there's no other chance now. Like, you've gotten all the chances you have on earth. And so that's why that thing really shook me up, because I got a glimpse of what it looks like to have to watch. Could you, just imagine, like, just watching, let's say the people you used to do life with, walk with, here used to encourage you, all take off, let's say, to heaven, and you being left behind. That thing is terrifying. I can't imagine missing that opportunity when the master returns and he's looking for those who he found ready. And we talking about at the last minute, we trying to get ready now. We trying to get things going. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. And so, I talked to Let's Move about it, but I don't know if I ever told y'all that story, but I encourage y'all, like, real rap, like, don't miss your flight. Not for nothing stupid, not for nothing dumb, not for nothing careless, not for nobody. And then even, let's say, like I said, in my situation, trusting someone else's word. Listen, you guys know God enough to at least hear what God's been telling you to do so you could prepare. Because I lie to you not, y'all. I'm telling you, that was the most humbling thing for me. But to make a long story short, God made a way. But when the last days, once Jesus returns, there's no more God making ways. It's over.